And just like that, the final episode of the recording session has begun! Welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist. It's like a video game, it's like a commentary, and I have no idea why I'm talking in this tone. It's probably really annoying. Anyway, without further ado, when we last left off, we put the blame on Adrian being Scumbag Nick, of all things. That should be my nickname. You guys should call me don't call me Scumbag Nick. It's just stupid. Anyway, whatever the case may be, though, let's go ahead and continue. A really strong power. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How is it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. That's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where to Killer Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? Who is this? We're saying, I can see a Turkish tent! Oh, it's Mia. Don't tell me she's at, frickin', whatchamacallit. I was about to say Turnabout Circus, but that was not the Big Top Circus. Mia? It looked like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away! I figured as much. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Oh, it's not the Big Top Circus, it's a very big circus. What am I talking about? The case is called Turnabout Big Top, though. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the very big circus! Maya is somewhere within a 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw out a circle on that map, about 300 feet radius from the main tent, hurry! And? I could see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox! Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like it was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her! On an old office building! Good stuff, pal! Okay, just hang in there just a little longer, pal! Wish us luck! Good luck! I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Maya! Mia's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry! Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this! I just have to make this trial last a little longer! March 23rd, 12:05 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with a name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. I'm sorry, Adrian. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You have seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Why does she... Witness testimony, the bear figurine. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. Ah, that makes sense, so that's why it looks so funny. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Huh, is that so? So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. The bear figurine. Oh boy. I feel so bad for doing this. Why do you feel bad? I mean, they're just fictional characters. Okay, it doesn't matter, okay? It still feels like a scumbag thing to do. From save point. And plus, if you go in constantly thinking that they're fictional characters, it takes away from the immersion, in my opinion. So that's why I don't like to think of them that way. At least when I'm playing a game, anyway. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. So, you can take it apart, and how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right, and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see! After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting! A boy and his new toy. That rhymes. It's like he's 5 all over again. He's really into this, isn't he? Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. Oh, thanks, Judge, for frickin' paying attention! I think he's lost it. So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people in this same bear with this same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken. It does, but just because it looks like it can be easily broken doesn't mean that it's easy. Like a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, if you know how to solve it, it's very easy, but, you know, and it looks fairly simple, at least to me, anyway, but it's still very complex. Its beauty is in its simplicity, complexity from its simplicity. Simplistic design, but complex design from simplistic. I'm trying to be too artistic and I'm sounding stupid. Let's continue. But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what was inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. You really can't tell that you really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Who else knows what this bear is actually? Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? Is that where the suicide note is? Oh, no. Holy crap. Someone suggested that it's inside of the guitar, but I want to say it's inside of this. I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Ungar didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Figurine updated in the court record. Well, Mr. Wright, let me check the court record to see what it looks like now that it's updated. A wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Corilla and Andrews know how to open it. Okay. Well, Mr. Wright. I think even you have come to realize that there's one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? Oh, no, please, it's probably not. Like, it can't be inside, it can't be the suicide note, because if it was, Adrian wouldn't have really, well, I mean, she kind of, but, alright, whatever. What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes? You are the one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. That was auto advancing, by the way. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is it? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? Oh, it is a suicide note. Ah, so I was right in that prediction. Okay. It's a suicide note. The suicide note? The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impacts have very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. But what role does the guitar have in all of this? Oh, order! Witness! Did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. But it's always been like that. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. Oh, this is so messed up! And I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of this note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the silent court. I don't want to read this in the judge's voice. In her notes, Celeste Impacts left to us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by Engard, about being engaged to Corrida and Engard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There is one thing I would like to say. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the content of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Madame Engard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze emitter, which is why he had to stop his note from being made public. At any cost. Celeste's suicide note added to the court record. It's Engard's fault that woman killed herself! And this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that! How terrible! What a selfish person! I guess there are slam-boiled lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too! There is no margin of doubt. There is no margin of doubt here. Can we actually read it ourselves? I wonder? Celeste's suicide note. Found inside the figurine. It tells of Angard's horrible misdeeds. I guess we can't read it. Oh well. There's no margin for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who's needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! The suicide note, or the suicide note of the figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? The suicide note or the figurine? The suicide note or the figurine? I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to leave your suggestion in the comment section below. What should I pursue? I think we've pursued everything we need to know about the figurine itself. So let's go with the suicide note. Objection! Please wait, Your Honor! Oh man, look at that lawyer! He's still going at it? It looks like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook! I think Your Honor believes that Madame Gard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Madame Gard could not have known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what is said. Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. Excuse him, what? I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. Oh boy. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession! Madame Gard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Kurita, was being spied on. His personal life is being watched by none other than Madame Gard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor? You! Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities! Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright! I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I had the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one, of course. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this. Thanks, Gumshoe. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Madame Gard's fingerprints were on there! Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Angara learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. You got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Or do I? Hey! Now what's with that what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that me, the bad guy killer? Shush! Stop! Don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so ill, nasty. Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What am I going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case. But in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Okay, so, like, is Mia like a super lawyer or something? She always has the answers for everything. Well, I guess we'll have to, I guess in the next game, since we will be playing as her for certain cases, apparently, I guess we'll see a more vulnerable side to her. But she's like, she had to have been like the most unbeatable lawyer in the world. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that I can still need to be looked at, or should I let go? Well, of course there's no objections. We lose otherwise. I have an objection, Your Honor. Humph. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor! The defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You are beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, that is not like you. This is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, don't steal Mia's lines. Hey, isn't that what I just... Hey, isn't that what I just said? So, you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Huh? I can't save either! I don't know why I'm talking like this! Okay, we have to get this right, man. So let's suicide note. The transmitter... Celeste's photo, credit card receipt, the stuffed bear? Oh boy, okay, let's go from the very beginning and figure things out. No, 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 no. 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 One top Lotta's photo, picture card, spy camera, transmitter, stuffed bear, credit card receipt, Celeste Impact's figurine. I don't know! I'm gonna go for it! Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Nope, this was stupid. Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed for Mr. Phoenix Wright's head, but I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter. Whoops! Mr. Wright, after this trial is over, I would like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss. Yes, Your Honor. If you're going to speak, at least use the brain to make up something intelligible. So, you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. When was the last time that we saved? I hate to say it, I think we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this. I don't know when the last time that we saved was, so we have to. Unfortunately. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Okay. Maya's Magatama, the Nickel Samurai, press conference ticket, guitar case, wine glass, crime photo, Jammin' Ninja's button. The guitar case? I don't know. Okay, so it probably has something to do with this, of course. Spy camera. I don't frickin' know. Let's go with it. Nope. That was completely incorrect. Oh, and it's time for our first guilty verdict of this court session, anyway. On this trial, nor is there any need for any more time to decide against the defendant, blah, 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 blah. No. Court defendant, Madam Guard, guilty. Wah, wah, wah. Don't ask why I did that. Let's see. The other spy camera? I don't frickin' know. Let's go with it. Nope, this is incorrect too. Nope, that was incorrect. We already presented the Celeste Impacts thing. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the guitar case, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe this is where... I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like that's old news, though. To court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright, Power Ranger, you're going to jail. In that universe, but now we're in a different universe. Many worlds theory. Woo! Anyway, let's go ahead and get out of here. Get me out of here! What am I gonna do? Picture card, Lotta's photo, the figurine itself? What does that have to do with anything? The stuffed bear? The guitar case is missing a guitar? No. Okay, I need to think clearly here. I'm getting desperate. I'm not making any rational decisions right now. I'm just going with whatever comes to mind. Okay. That was interesting. I just randomly got a Twitter alert. Yay! On my phone. The accused will surrender to the court immediately to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today. We have to get this. I wanna get this before we finish off the episode. Continue from save point. But there's something you really should examine. We examined that. We did that. The picture card, credit card receipt, the stuffed bear. No. Okay. The wine glass? I don't know. The knife? None of this is making any sense right now. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Madam Guard. And we already tried the bear itself, I'm pretty sure, so... Honestly, I'm all out of ideas. I feel lost. Like, what could we possibly do to, From save point. But there's not something you really should examine at this piece of evidence. Celeste's suicide note, figurine, Celeste's photo, credit card receipt, the picture card, Lotta's photo. What on earth is he missing? No, what does that have to do with anything? What on earth does that have to do with anything? The picture card, sure. I don't know. None of these are making sense, but it's like... That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. What just happened? So... Basically... So... There is a suicide note inside. The motive for murder was to get the suicide note. That's what we just went over. We're examining the note right now. Now we're trying to figure out what it is that we need to do I'm gonna try it one more time, and if I don't get it right, I don't know. Celeste's suicide note? Did we ever try the suicide note itself? Why didn't I try the suicide note? It's because it's on a different page, and I was like, I just basically forgot that it existed. That's pretty much what happened. That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear is in my possession until a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed! Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, has yet to be even remotely confirmed! Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting— Mr. Wright! Are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ungard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? I switched voices 3 times within one word. Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Ah! Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ungard. I did no such thing! Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note as a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of the proof lies with you, the prosecution. Ugh! That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting of this suicide note? It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think that Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my butt! That's just my lawyer trying to buy more time! Ungard is guilty! Look, any idiot can tell you that! I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 Oh, Ooh, what is that sound? It's Gumshoe! Hello? Gumshoe! You can't do this in— Okay, whatever. Gumshoe! What is with him? And what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the 2 of them were already gone. This is terrible. This is terrible. What is he? What is she? Jade? Dr. Jade Balfour? I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty! 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 Do you hear that? They're calling for his head! Mr. Wright, I can't— For us to come this far and— Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth! I can't do that! Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I am about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after... Hold on, Your Honor! Edgeworth, catch! Take that, literally. What? That was so weird looking. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you gotta buy us some more time! Court is in session. Oh my goodness! Oh, Jesus! That is a very... And with that, we're gonna end things off. Court is in session. What the heck, man? That is something that he would do, though. But anyway, with that being said, it looks like we're at the end of the line for this recording session anyway, so... We still have quite a bit to go. We still haven't gotten to the second act of the... We still haven't gotten to the second part of Act 4 yet, which is interesting. Surprisingly. I thought that we'd at least get to the second act, but I guess not. I wonder if this is going to have a fifth act. Who knows? I don't think so. With the way that things are pacing, we have probably just one more act, and that's about it. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, though, what do you guys think? How did you think about Edgeworth just being like, court is in session? Like yep. That's Edgeworth for you. But anyway, without further ado, I think it's time to end things off. So if you like this video, this series of videos, please feel free to leave a like. If that was cool, please feel free to subscribe and join the Elven Brotherhood today. Also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MegaShadowFist. I'll be sure to leave that in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is MegaShadowFist signing out. Bye!